into the face of Well, good morning. It is Tuesday morning. That means it's QB Huddle time. Welcome into the QB Huddle podcast. I am Tim, and I am joined today by both my co-hosts. What a treat it is. Lauren Morales, also known as Low at Fourth and Low on TikTok, and Brandon Newey, the 49er fan, also known as B Newey on TikTok. And of course, we knew he was going to show up today after the big win this past weekend. Whether or not he had time, he was going to be here. We're going to hand out a few awards today. We have some quarterbacks on fire, some in the garbage juice. I was still looking for a Brady moment as of yesterday. Brandon thinks he's got one. Maybe we'll let him talk about that. I don't think it's a true Brady moment. Maybe a good little controversial thing for us to talk about a little later in the show. So we'll get to that. And guess what? This is our last show of 2025. We are about to make it to another year, gentlemen. With that, what are y'all doing for New Year's? I will go to you, Newey. What are you doing for New Year's Eve tomorrow night? How are you spending your time?
Going up to Oklahoma this weekend, but I think we're just going to do a little something here, a couple buddies, and just hanging back, bringing the new year. And that's about it. You know, we're getting a little older, so no going to these fancy places where you're all dressed up and you're in a crowd where you only get 2 drinks, but you pay $2.50 to be there. Yeah, we're done with that phase. So I think we're just going to stay at the house. Some of the boys will have some of their kids over, and we'll just bring in the new year the right way.
All right, fair enough. Lauren, you have a family and things. Are you going to be out in the streets, or are you going to be at home with the family celebrating 2026 coming in?
Yeah, I always stay at home now with the kids. We usually do. They got East Coast family, so we do like the double drop. So we stay up for the ones there, the ones here. Kind of celebrate twice. It's been weird, but nice. Yeah, I do little fireworks outside. They're still young, so you get to the little ones. Nothing that goes boom though. So yeah, I'll look forward to it. I enjoy the New Year's, and I am not as young as I used to be either, Newly. So I understand. No parties, no shiny stuff, nothing. Maybe a little hat and but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't celebrated New Year's Eve. I don't know, maybe 10 years. My wife has always gone at her Dance Worlds competition, and this year she's in Arizona. I was going to be there, but because of the mounting issues that I had from a physical standpoint, I wasn't able to travel to go be with her this year. So she's in Arizona. I'm here, but that's okay. I'll be here with my dogs, my cat, and just be hanging out. I doubt I'll even make it to midnight because Brandon and I are playing golf first thing tomorrow morning when it's going to be, 32 degrees or so. Can't wait to get out there bundled up. By the time we leave, we'll be stripping throughout the round because it will be like 65 by the end of the end of the round. So it's going to be fun. I imagine I'll be passed out around 7:00 and wake up in 2026. So that'll be a good thing. Of course, I also have the Michigan-Texas game tomorrow, and a game I can't possibly lose in. I could just sit back and relax and watch that game. That comes on at 2:00. All right, let's get into what we're here for. We're going to touch base a little bit on the exciting games that happened on Sunday. I say exciting. There was a little bit of a lull. We thought some of the games would be better than they were, but we did have a lot of good stuff, including probably the game of the year Sunday night. But as we wind down the season, we're going to talk about some guys that might have their head on the chopping block. Lo, I'll come to you first. Anybody on the hot seat for you that may be looking at unemployment line come Black Monday?
Sorry, audio issues. Okay. Yeah, McDaniel. That's what I'm going to go with. McDaniel for the Dolphins. Yeah. I feel like also just, my point of view, and they're in the division with the Patriots, kind of keep an eye on them. But kudos to the offensive mind that he is. But we have to remember this dude was a run game coordinator. So he's tied kind of, in my opinion, to Tua. whether he likes it or not. If Tua goes, McDaniel's like right after, and that seat almost goes nuclear. You can't be an offensive guru and still have your entire operation collapse when your QB isn't perfect. Every year it's speed, motion, numbers. Every year, though, when it gets physical and high stakes or just cold, Miami decides that Tua's not the guy, or they're going to get a new QB, and it's the same experiment over and over. Now we got Quinn Ewers, who, again, fits the mold for what he's trying to do there. But is that enough to extend McDaniel's contract? I don't know about that. He's coaching right now for his job next year, in my opinion. So new ownership, a new Miami. Let's see. He's mine, though. He's on the hot seat for sure.
I agree with you. Brandon, do you have anybody to point out for us?
Yeah, I think the hot seat for me would be Zach Taylor from Cincinnati. I mean, he hasn't had a double win season in the past 4 years. And you could obviously tell, his quarterback, the franchise, isn't very happy. They continue to get off to a slow start, and then they're trying to climb back every year. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting the same different results. I feel like right now they need to make a move to save Joe Burrow's career.
And you think the coach is the issue there in Cincinnati?
It may not be the coach, but I think a change of the guard would help. I mean, we obviously know what we're getting over time. They just haven't produced in several years. And so if you look at that, they're always climbing to get in the playoffs instead of having that 2022 season where they're 12-4 and things are looking up on the upside. They haven't got back to that. Why is that? Maybe Joe Burrow's injured all the time, but they haven't found a way to protect him the way they need to. So I think Zach Taylor is probably the guy.
Okay.
It shocked me.
I was kind of surprised by that, not going to lie, but I can see where you're going with it. I'm 100% on board with you, Lo, in regards to Mike McDaniel. I think he's probably an early Monday morning term, maybe Sunday night, 12 o'clock. See ya. However, my other guy is going to – I'm not sure that you guys will agree with me. First, I'm going to give you an assistant, Eberflus here in Dallas. Bye-bye. Go to the unemployment line. I don't even see you getting another job. Maybe in college, maybe UFL, maybe Canada. Get out of Dallas. I'll help him pack. I'll go to his house. I'll help him pack. I'm not really a packer, but I'll help him. But Mike Tomlin, not necessarily on the hot seat as far as being fired on Monday, but if they lose this game this weekend and don't make the playoffs, after bringing in an Aaron Rodgers and having some, difficulty controlling some of the players recently, is there a change? We've been talking about it changing there for years with Mike Tomlin, right? That to me, I feel like he's a great coach and he would get another job immediately. But I feel like maybe it's time for a change there in Pittsburgh with Mike. With they're going to have to rebuild that team. There's not going to be an Aaron Rodgers. They're going to have to rebuild that team and get a young quarterback in there. And maybe it's time for some young blood in Pittsburgh.
Well, Rodgers is staying.
Is he going to stay another year?
He has one more year. Yeah, I mean, they're going to get in the playoffs.
I mean, if he stays another year, then that argument's out the window. Bye-bye. And if they win this weekend and they get in the playoffs, then there's no reason for conversation. But there's been a lot of that talking earlier in the year when the Pittsburgh Steelers were sliding. That was all the conversation. Right. So it'll be interesting. But Eberflus, even though he's just a defense coordinator, certainly will be fired right away. Right away. They can fire him after the game on Sunday. So just help him get out of there, take his key card. Don't let him back in the building. All right, let's go on to something else. We got some injuries that could impact these playoffs. Two big name quarterbacks with two teams that are sliding. One team is going to be in anyway, but these Baltimore Ravens without Lamar Jackson are nowhere close to the Baltimore Ravens that we know. With Lamar Jackson, they were struggling. Lamar's not healthy. Does he play this week? Has anyone heard? Has anyone seen? Is Lamar Jackson going to play this week in a game that's a win-and-in scenario for the Ravens? Lo.
I haven't heard or seen anything different. They said it was like 50-50, but I don't know what to believe anymore. But I will tell you this. Any injury with like Lamar is it changes the math almost. Okay. Baltimore has a real safety net though, and Derrick Henry. I don't know if they learned. He carried the ball 36 times last game and rushed the ball for 4 touchdowns. So there's an answer when Lamar isn't 100%. Well, I don't know what percent Lamar actually is. So you can lean on downhill football, control the game, and keep Lamar from having to play Superman. But I'm wondering, is it just better off to go with Huntley? Because it's not the same offense. And, in a survivable version, sure, why not? But this is a big game. It matters. If Lamar can play, he will be out there.
Brandon, you're not playing anymore. This would be an easy answer for Lowe. I know what he would say. But you put yourself in Lamar's shoes back when you were a player. This is a win and in scenario. Are you pushing to get on the field, or are you chilling, hoping that your team can get it done without you so you're healthier for the playoffs?
I'm 1,000% playing. You shoot me up, shoot me in the back, do whatever you need to do. I need to go out to battle and help my team win. I think this is one of those situations. They were in this situation a few years back, if you guys remember, where it was a contract dispute and Lamar didn't play and Huntley played, got into the playoffs. And I just hope we don't repeat that, because I feel like right now, with all the things that are going on, these, hypotheticals, is Lamar staying? Is Lamar going this place? I mean, obviously the front office
Lamar to Miami,
right? So
is
this one of those scenarios where is he gonna put on his armor and go be the guy? Now, granted, he's been beat up all season, and in that year 7, year 8 mark with dual threat quarterbacks, they tend to regress a little bit from a physical perspective. Maybe they get better with the mind, but I think Lamar is good enough to throw in the pocket and do what he needs to do. But this is, to me, is it more of I'm committed to you guys or I'm not? And that, to me, that's going to determine whether he plays or not.
I was just going to say that. How much?
That's what it looks like and it feels like.
How much of the disconnect in Baltimore is real between John Harbaugh maybe and that staff and Lamar Jackson? And now I've seen a lot of people, as far as Baltimore fans, calling for John Harbaugh to be let go, which to me is insane. He's certainly one of the better coaches in the league.
Right.
He winner year in and year out. Is that a scenario where maybe it is a time for a change of scenery? Is there a discord? Is it we have to get rid of Harbaugh to keep Lamar, or is that just outside noise? None of us are in the building, so we don't know. But it sure looks ugly from the outside looking in. And to your point, Brandon, Lamar may be, you know what? I need a career after this. I'm going to chill. I'm going to relax because I'm not going to be here next year. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I don't know where it goes,
but we'll see.
He's listed right now questionable with back. He's got 5 days and see where it's at. They didn't express what kind of back injury it is. Is it a contusion? Okay, where is it at? Does he have disc problems? How severe is it? I don't want to look at this if he can play, he's going to play. But it's when you're that type of engine, right? and you don't have your oil on too tight, it could go really bad and we could lose him he'll never be the same. Or does he just sit back and wait? I don't know, man. I really hope he plays. I think it's great when he plays.
Long-term health is important.
It
is.
We
don't think about that. As fans, we don't think about that.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, if he doesn't play, he's a, you know what. But, I mean, I would 100% play, but I don't know his situation. I can't really speak on it. I just hope he's healthy, because a healthy Lamar Jackson is an exciting player to watch.
That's fair.
Yeah, you said something there too, Tim. Yeah, you said something around Tomlin. So if Tomlin is on the hot seat and fans are calling for his head, I would say it's the same for Harbaugh. It's the same situation, just a change of scenery. Not bad. Sure, as fans, none of us are fans of these teams. So, of course, we're like, yeah, change of scenery. But we're also like, that's so stupid. You should keep him. Man, maybe it's time. That defense hasn't been what it's been. The team is not the same.
Old.
They're all older. Everyone's changing. Lamar's a part of that change, but Lamar has the second part of his career, to Newton's point. He's got a second half of his career, right? After 28, things change. You get that second half contract. Whether you get the third and fourth is up to the Staffords and all the Bradys of the Rodgers of the world, but Lamar definitely has another big contract. So is it here? is the timing good? Is everything, and if he's hurt, man, he's hurt. Like we can't mix the two here, right? They're definitely separate. But I think he should play this game if he can go.
When you deal with a back, it's a different ballgame, man.
But they paid for you, right? You sat out the last time. You've already done this to them, and they turned around and they paid for you. So now you get to return the favor and be like, you know what? I'm going to fulfill my contract for this year. You got time to heal up. We know the sport. We know how it is. But, again, if it's serious long-term health, I think we would have heard something already. So, man, as a competitive mind, get the hell out there. Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Wrap up, man.
Let's do it.
We want to see that. We want to see Lamar and Rodgers for a playing game. That's what we are set up for currently. The other guy that we have to talk about just a little bit. This team, the Packers, they were rising. They were on fire. Then they lost Micah Parsons. Then Watson got beat up a little bit. Then Love got beat up in his shoulder. Then he went in concussion protocol. Then he went in concussion protocol again. He didn't play a week ago. They're locked in. I believe they are locked in at that 7 seed. But how worried should Green Bay Packer fans be with this beat up Green Bay Packer team limping into the playoffs without their best defensive player? I say, of course, as a guy that has no affection for the Green Bay Packers, they should be very, very concerned, especially since more than likely they're going to be going back to Soldier Field to take another beating to the Chicago Bears. Lo, what do you think about the beat up Green Bay Packers?
I think, this is a QB show, but I don't think this was a QB issue. I want to start with that. Willis played great, in my opinion. Earned himself possibly some money if he does leave. But the team, this is where the Packers are just helping each other out one by one. You got the hurt helping the hurt, at this point, and they're trying to inch along. Plus going back now to play Chicago, you're just lining. What do you say to your team? We know you're banged up. You give them the good old speech of go out there, attitude and effort are free. Go get it. But I can't see it. That's not the Packer way. So I don't know, man. Maybe Malik Willis can do no one's coming back. Like the injuries are injuries. No one's coming back to help the Packers. So I think they should be worried, man. They should be worried.
I will say this as a Bear fan, I can tell you that even if you have that Green Bay Packer uniform on and you're limping into Chicago, you're going in there to beat the Bears and ruin that season with everybody talking about what the Bears could do and how far they could go. The Packers do not want to let that happen on their watch. So they will come in. And Malik Willis did pose a little bit of a different threat. However, no film on the guy as a Packer for the Bears recently. So he has to come in the game out of nowhere and play. Then he plays 1 week later. We've seen this story before, and I'm going to say this because Brandon's a huge Malik Willis believer. He's been a fan since he came into the league. So, Brandon, I say the Bears face him again with the film. We got a couple of weeks of tape. It's not going to be an issue for Chicago, but you think this guy could be a guy somewhere else?
Yes, absolutely. He's played 11 games with the Packers as a
I'm talking about this year.
He's got 6 touchdowns and no picks and completing over 80% of his passes. I think there's some film on him. I mean, this guy's dynamic, right? He was dynamic at Liberty. And I'm just glad he got away from the Tennessee organization and got under the
Liberty, though.
Huh? we act like he wasn't one of in his class. He was one of the top quarterbacks, and he fell.
Yeah, the tough part was I think that he wasn't ready to play football now, and I'm with you, dude. He needed that time, and we knew he needed time because of who he was. Liberty, you're not playing too many guys, you're not playing big boy football. Then you go to Tennessee, and that's a terrible situation, the worst possible situation to go to, because they want you now. Even a Mariota who was balling couldn't really turn the tide and get things rolling, in Tennessee. So bad rap. He's shining right there, but also the Packers do this. They know how to develop backup quarterbacks.
Oh, that's true.
Dude, he's get them ready. 35 this season.
I'll say this about Malik.
That's incredible for a guy who just sits on the bench and warms the seat.
No quarterback has had success in Tennessee since Steve McNair. So
lies. VY did.
No, he did.
Ryan Tannehill did.
Vince Young was 35-17 as a starter.
No, I like Vince Young.
He got rookie of the year.
They ran him out of the building. All
right, so he went a little cuckoo. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about Malik Willis. And I will say the panic button is all over for Green Bay. It's going. And I think they're a one-and-done team.
And done. I like
the
that.
only way I think they win is if they go to Carolina or Tampa. I think they'll have some success versus them. Outside of that, they could be potentially a one and done.
Well, they're going to have to come to Chicago right
And
now. So
I know you guys. I'm going to say something right now. Somebody looks a little bit better in this Green Bay offense than the starting quarterback right now.
I mean, we do this all the time, though.
Look at it.
Games. I can't.
Your eyes don't lie.
A lot more volume. Love had back-to-back 4 touchdown games,
right.
3
Mac Jones looked
games.
just as good as Brock Purdy for a couple games. Are you going to tell me
Mac
Jones is as good as Brock Purdy?
Facts.
Hold on, what?
I said Mac Jones looked just as good as Brock Purdy in a few of those games. Is he just as good as Brock Purdy?
He did.
No, he's not.
No. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying right now with his athleticism compared to Jordan Love's, that is a threat, bro. He's got a bigger arm than Jordan Love.
I don't know.
Jordan
Love's got.
Jordan Love can throw it. He just throws it early.
Yeah, he's just cool.
Accurate.
Jordan Love is good, but I'm saying right now, if you know he's injury prone, why don't you stay there for a little bit? Jordan Love has another contract year coming up in the next year or so. And right now, if they're out of the playoffs and get one and done, it's looking a little sketchy. But you got this young pup over here who's never gotten paid outside of a third-round rookie deal, right?
I'll be really mad. I
wouldn't.
If Malik Willis comes to Chicago and beats him.
Dude, he's good. He's not trash.
If this team,
he plays within a good system.
I will throw my.
I'll drink the Kool-Aid. Hey, I'll drink the Kool-Aid real quick. If this team gets behind Malik Willis, and I'm talking the offense changes, it becomes more dynamic. You just get behind the fact that you have a runner, a different type of. This is week 1 then for these NFL teams. No film on this type of offense. They start coming out there in some pistols. They're coming out in weird sets. That makes Malik more comfortable. The team's beat up anyway, so new guys are playing. Who knows, man? They could start a whole new season and look like the Giants rolling into a wild card game back in the day.
And that'll get scary. All of a sudden, Eli's the GOAT.
Sounds good.
All of a sudden.
Hey, there ain't no Eli Manning on the Green Bay Packers. So sounds good.
And what a better team to do it against.
Malik Willis.
What a better team to do it against than the Chicago Bears.
Can we mute Low? Where's my producer? Can we mute this guy? Thank you. This is getting ridiculous.
I'm just saying this is impressive to see, and I think this goes to attest to you really need 2 quarterbacks to get through a season, like with the Mac Jones situation, right? Yeah. With Malik Willis situation, even though he lost, it's like you show promise that this guy, number one, doesn't turn the ball over, puts you in good situations, and sustain drives, right? And to play within that offensive system, which is very similar to the Kyle Shanahan system, right? He's in, he's out. Those changes matter. And I think you got to have 2 guys going into the playoffs at this moment because we've seen a lot of quarterbacks injured in crucial times.
That's true.
That 11 mil less that Purdy made, a year is what paid for Mac Jones this year.
100%, bro. I'm so glad he took that deal.
Yeah, without Mac Jones, you're not.
Don't wipe us, please.
Right
took
now.
53.
And I was like,
sure. You got Purdy, you got Purdy and Mac Jones, and then you go over there and you look at Joe Burrow, and you got
your one
Joe
quarterback
Burrow and Browning. So it's tough.
Hey, our total in the quarterback room is Dax alone, and I think the cap is like $75 million.
Shout out to the backup quarterback.
Shout
out to the backup quarterback.
They need it.
That's ridiculous. All right, let's talk about good quarterbacks. So let's not talk about Dak anymore.
Dak's a good quarterback.
MVP candidates. Who has moved up, moved down, moved in, or moved out, in your opinion? All right. We kind of had this discussion yesterday, Brandon and I did, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens after last night's performance by Mr. Matthew Stafford with 3 interceptions. Really, to me, took a hit on that MVP. Lo, you're smiling. I know you got a guy, and I'm almost ready to agree with you. Who's your MVP right now?
Man, Drake May. He's got my vote. He's earned it. He's earned it, man. I tell you what, though. I was watching the game, y'all's game, right? The Bears and the Niners. And, man, if Purdy would have played a full season, who knows what would have been. But
he didn't. TDs this year.
He did. Drake May did. He joined some elite company, man. And in week 17, we'll talk about his performance later. But for now, we can talk on the Stafford one because it dropped him. I'm a May fan. Everybody knows that. I'm all behind him. And I was still sold on Stafford because you look at the collection, the numbers, and the season and all that. But votes get tight around this time of the year. You're supposed to be playing good football or sitting with the cap on the sideline because you done earned that already, right? Well, you didn't. You're out there still fighting, and you don't have a hope to win the division. 3 INTs sets you back, especially when your flip opponent threw 5 and had over a 90% completion percentage.
Jeez. All right, Brandon, are you still on the Matthew Stafford train after last night?
100%. And I tell you why.
Wow.
Yes, he had a stinker.
Impressive.
They all do. They all have stinkers. Now, Drake May, he has done a great job. There's only 4 quarterbacks this year that have thrown for over 4,000 yards. So right now, I look at Drake May's stats, 30-8, second year in the league. That's freaking awesome, right? I mean, you're averaging over – right now I see you're averaging over almost 9 per pass play, which is great, damn near a first down every time. But then I look at this 42-8. Do you know how hard it is to get 40 touchdowns in under double-digit picks? Come on, man. To me, I don't care if he threw 3. Like, what he's done throughout his career, he's the old gunslinger still hanging in there, right? He's the last of my generation, right? And he's earned it. I think he's earned it. I think Drake May is on his way. Drake May is on his way. But right now, you got to give it to that old gunslinger. Because right now, despite the last stinker he had, how good has he been this year? It just Dyson.
He's been good. No
Dyson.
doubt.
We haven't seen a season like this since like a Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. When you get to those 40 plus and you stay under double digits, dude, that's amazing. And right now, he's got 12 more touchdowns than old Drake May. So I would give the nod to Stafford still.
Okay.
He's earned it.
So I want to preface what I'm about to say by saying I hold very little stock in the MVP, as you know. We've talked about this for years. The MVP has become a quarterback award. It's become a quarterback stat award that's usually awarded to the quarterback that plays on the best team or Lamar Jackson, one of those two. It's not going to Lamar this year. Based on how the MVP voting is done and how these voters react, I'm going to say that they will give it to Matthew Stafford because Drake May has years and years and years ahead of him. And that's just how the voters do things. I think Drake May, based between the two of them, should be the guy that wins it. I think Matthew Stafford will. But I'm going to pose another take to this, which I said to you yesterday, Brandon. I was surprised at your reaction. But we talk about MVP, which means what? Most valuable player. You look at the San Francisco 49ers, and you look at the way that their offense literally lifted off when Brock Purdy got back from injury. He had one bad game since he's been back. One bad game. Other than that, I mean, the 49ers didn't punt for like 5 weeks until they played the Bears, and they punted twice, right? Teams can punt twice in their first 2 series of a game. To me, when you talk about most valuable player, the 49ers are not where they are right now. If Brock Purdy doesn't come back, put on a Superman cape in some of these games and play absolutely out of his mind. And he's done it week after week after week after week. He's doing it with his legs, with his arms. The 49ers are playing to get into the number 1 seed. And that doesn't happen if Brock Purdy doesn't come back from injury. I know Mac Jones was doing a good job, but there was a lot of questions. They were playing a lot of weak teams. There was a lot of questions. Now they've played some good teams, and Brock Purdy's been on fire. And so for me, if we're talking about MVP and how we really, really should dissect that is who can't win without that player on their team. And right now there's 2 teams, in my opinion, that can't win, maybe 3, that can't win without the player on that team. That's the Bills with Josh Allen, the Bears with Caleb Williams, and the 49ers with Brock Purdy. So those are my opinions.
Let me tell you real quick. Let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you something real quick, Tim, because if you use that argument, then you have to throw in Patrick Mahomes, because that just whole organization imploded when he got hurt. So you can't say half seasons win.
They were already going to miss the playoffs with or without Patrick Mahomes.
If MVP actually means most valuable, then it's Drake May in the front of the line. He wasn't there last year, and they were a 3-win team. So is Vrabel, but he's going to get his own Coach of the Year award. But you take him off New England, and this is a bottom 5 roster across the board, period. right? No complaints of rookie O-line. He's not riding an elite defense. He's not throwing to all pros in Puka or Devontae. He's not living off a scheme like a McVay or a Shanahan. I'm sorry, he's carrying a grown man responsibility every snap. Big throws, late game moments. His leadership's there. He doesn't miss games because he's been available. That's an attest to that as well. But that's MVP football. If we're giving awards out for system comfort and stacked rosters, then cool. But if we're rewarding the quarterback, like you said, it is a quarterback award, who is the system, right now that's Drake May. It's not Henderson. It's not Ramondre.
I can buy the argument. I just think they're going to give it to Stafford because he's the old sheriff. And
I agree, Nuhi. That's why I prefaced Nuhi with if it was a full season. Absolutely. Yeah, but we could have said the same thing last year. We could say the same thing last year. Drake May should have been rookie of the year if that's the case, but he only played 10 games, right?
Well, so how about this?
That's the only reason why I say that.
Here's one last argument I'll pose. Daniel Jones doesn't get hurt. The Colts continue to rise to the playoffs. Is Jonathan Taylor not in the conversation the way he was running the ball throughout the first half of the year?
He dialed back when Jones got hurt.
Yeah.
I just don't know if Taylor was going to have a Saquon type season, and even then Saquon still didn't win it. So we already know this is we only give it to quarterbacks now. I mean, it's been that way for a while. Speaking of quarterbacks, they're very important. And I will say this.
While we're talking, CMC should be in it.
But we also know that very good quarterbacks don't win if they don't have a cast around them. Dan Marino never won because he never had the right people around him. Never had a run game, never had a defense. O-line was sketchy. You know, there's good quarterbacks that don't win. And so to me, it's not all about the quarterback. There's bad quarterbacks that do win. Are we going to give them MVPs because their team is the best?
Has 17 touchdowns, 96 catches, and over 1,100 yards rushing.
There's an MVP candidate.
They'll have over 100.
Won the MVP.
There you go. But we won't give it to a running back, especially
this is a Stafford versus May going into the final week. Whoever plays better this week, I think, does tip the scale. And it's crazy. It's in week 18. I don't think the Rams game matters, right? They're going to be the 5th or the 6th no matter what because the Niners just won.
Well, they're going to go play the Seahawks, hopefully, and go beat up on them. And then we'll see.
Yeah, and we'll see who sits. I'm pretty upset. I hear some Chargers are sitting like Herbert.
They are. We're going to get into all the playoff talk, but we got to talk about this first. This came up a couple days ago, and we've talked about it before. But, Brandon, you brought this up. The 2024 NFL quarterback draft class featured Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, who we just finally saw this year, Drake May, Bo Nix. Now, neither one of you saw this class, but I'm sure you know about it. So, Lo, let me ask you, does this 2024 class, the way they're shaping up now, can they stand up to what is widely known as the best quarterback class of all time in 1983? Does this, and let me, because I know you weren't here for that draft. I was. John Elway, Todd Blackledge, Jim Kelly, Tony Eason, Ken O'Brien, and Dan Marino. So you're talking 3 Hall of Famers in that class, right? And some really good quarterbacks that aren't Hall of Famers, but really good guys, right? Franchise quarterbacks. Can this class stack up to that 1983 class?
Man, absolutely. From right now, I think it can. And here's why.
Quarterbacks, because you just some people I didn't even know. I was like, okay, I know Dan Marino.
But I think Dickerson, you could test me. It was before, but I think Dickerson was in that. He was running back, I think, drafted in that draft as well, somewhere in the mix. That's the only reason why I stumbled across that draft class before. I was dealing with cards. Anyway, Caleb Williams, the volume he's playing at, Jaden Daniels, now May this year,
title game.
Knicks last year, McCarthy, sure, you threw him in here to be hopeful. I'll let you slide on that one. But McCarthy and Penix, but McCarthy and Penix are the two that kind of like would tip the scale for me. Sure, you got the Marino, the Kelly, right? And then you said the John Elway. So, but right now, Caleb, there's about 3 out of there that are what we have seen, 3 or 4. I would say they're locks. 4 that are locks, right? Franchise quarterback's going to get that second contract. But we'll see. Penix, I don't know. His injury is tough. He might. He's been injured a lot, right? I know he was drafted as such, but he might not work out. So yeah, I think this can stand up. I mean, look where they're all headed after this year. Most of them will be playoff bound. Some will have NFC championships. Some might even have Super Bowl appearances.
Well, I'm gonna go last. So Brandon, I'm gonna let you take this because I already have a whole different take than Low does. But Brandon, I want you to take it.
Yeah, man, I think they stack up well, but it's too early to tell. I mean, the one guy who has been consistent back-to-back years and double-digit win seasons was Bo Nix. He's been to the playoffs. He looks to be on a great trajectory. Is he as good as Elway? No. Caleb Williams has the Elway arm, but is he as consistent as Elway? Probably not. Jaden Daniels was consistent, but dude is built like a stick, and I don't know if he's going to sustain that body's going to be able to sustain. Drake May, I think Drake May is going to be the guy. I think Caleb has the opportunity to be the guy, and I think Nix has the opportunity to be the guy. Jaden Daniels is really a question mark as far as durability, but I think you do have them at this point in their career right now. If I look back at the 83 class, John Elway is going to a Super Bowl in like year 2 or 3. Dan Marino went as a rookie. Jim Kelly's been to 4 Super Bowls, even though he lost all of them. So it's a lot of accolades that they got to accomplish, and only one of them's has won a playoff game, and that's Jaden Daniels. So what I say, I think is way too early to tell, but I'm going to give you a class. I'm going to throw you a curveball. Give me that 2017 class with Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield,
Josh Allen.
I mean, you got 3 MVPs in one.
Well, that story's still being written, and they may stand up. Now, here's the difference with the 83 class. John Elway, Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, all Hall of Famers. Todd Blackledge was really the only, if you want to say, slapdick of the class, because Tony Eason and Ken O'Brien were both franchise quarterbacks for a long time. And so when I look at this class, particularly, I do not think it stands up. I don't think Jaden Daniels is durable enough, and he just won't be long. He won't be around long enough. What you have to understand when I ask this question is, we are still talking about Elway and Marino. These guys come up in broadcasts. They come up in our daily conversations. So who's going to do that? I think Drake May certainly has that opportunity with his early success playing a full season. Caleb Williams has the pure talent. Does he have the mentality? And we're going to see as the years go along. JJ McCarthy, the story's out on him. I don't even want to speculate 50-50 whether or not he's going to even be a franchise quarterback at this point. Bo Nix, to me, is a guy that will kind of, but never, I don't think he's been compared to Drew Brees because of Sean Payton. I don't see him in that realm. I don't see Bo Nix doing that. I see him crumble in big games a lot. So I don't think it's going to stand up to the 83 or the 17, as you talked about. Maybe that's a draft class.
17 or 18 class? Which is
that's only 3 guys. See, the difference again with the 83 is you got 3 guys, then you've got 2 other guys that were franchise guys for a long time. Now what we see oftentimes is 1 guy from a class makes it. What I like about this
class was pretty fire. Phillip Rivers, Eli, and Big Ben.
There's just a lot more, in my opinion, as well. A lot more quarterbacks. So back then, they're just, and they get more volume. So it is early. I think this class, from where we're at, obviously we can't say that, but from
they're
where
on a good trajectory.
They're on a good pace. I mean,
we got 3 of them with double-digit wins.
It's a good class.
Just appearing.
It's a good class. That is for sure. All right, let's talk finally.
Tim Pros. I was about to say, finally. Did we lose him?
We lost everybody. Okay, here we are. That was scary. Everybody with me. Let's get into the playoffs. I'll give you guys the seedings as we go as of today. Right now, the Broncos hold number 1 seed. They will play the Chargers. However, and we'll talk about the games as we talk about this. The Chargers are sitting damn near everybody in this game. They really can't move up, move down. I think they can move up a slot maybe. As a Patriots fan, Lo, how does that make you feel? Knowing that the Chargers have no desire to win the game against the Broncos.
Now, I've lost some of my fantasy leagues, but I am very upset when the notification that I opened says Chargers quarterback Herbert won't be playing. I get it. I looked and I kind of knew, I felt this was coming. I was like, they're either not going to get in or they don't, care at this point. They're already in. I just knew something like this was about to happen, and you can't have your cake and eat it too. So the Bills lost, and then I wake up to this, and like it just wouldn't have mattered, I guess. So now I'm curious to see how everything else shapes out. Yeah, I'm pretty upset. Nothing I can do. So I'm not gonna let it ruin my day, Tim. I'm not gonna let it ruin my day. This is one little hiccup in the road, but yes, I guess whatever. I say I'll go out there, earn your money, have a season, get you an extra 200, go for some incentives, go play football just to spoil someone's hopes. But they must be liking their opponent the way things fall. So whatever. But we had a chance to win the whole conference, and now it's going to be a waste.
Meanwhile, the Patriots, they sit at 2. I think they, even if they lose, I don't think they move. The Jaguars at 3. There could be movement there at 4. We have the Steelers now. However, that could change if they lose to the Ravens. So the Steelers and the Ravens play. That's a play-in game this weekend. That is going to be played on Sunday, I believe. And this is a game, Brandon, where Lamar Jackson may or may not play. Aaron Rodgers trying to get this Steeler team to the playoffs since he couldn't get the Jets there. How do you see this one playing out, man? I mean, where you're playing to get into the playoffs. That's a lot in week 18.
It's all based on motivation. And if 8 shows up, no, the 8 in the purple, not the 8 in the black, he shows up, it's going to be a good game. If he doesn't, I think the Steelers run away with it.
Oh, wow.
They don't play like they play the Ravens very well from a scheme perspective, and they always have.
This game is in Pittsburgh.
It always comes down to this with these two teams. Either the Ravens are absolutely hot and the Steelers are fighting to get in the playoffs, and they go into the 7th seed, right? They always do it. They always find a way. So I think based on the motivational factor, they got to get to that double-digit win just to feel good about it going in. I think the Steelers pull this off if Lamar doesn't play.
Well, because the AFC is so top heavy, I mean, you have 12-4, 11-5, 11-5, 11-5. The Steelers are going to get in. They could potentially get in with a 10-win season, winning that division, but they could lose that game, go to 9-8, and be knocked out. And then Lamar Jackson and company would have a division, would have a home game. And guess what? If it all lines up like it is right now, would host the Buffalo Bills. Which I am not comfortable with as a guy that wants the Buffalo Bills to do some things. We've got the Texans at 5, the Chargers at 6, and of course I mentioned the Bills at 7. Now the Bills can move up quite a bit. If they were to win and the Jaguars and Texans both lose and the Chargers lose, which we assume they will, the Bills can get all the way up into that 5th seed, that's the highest that they can get to. Here's the interesting thing for the Jaguars. The Jaguars need to beat the Texans. If the Jaguars don't defeat the Texans or the Titans, and the Texans beat the Colts, the Texans win the AFC South. However, if the Jaguars do win their game against the Titans, they automatically win that division and they hold on to that number 3 seed. Can the Titans, Brandon, you're a Titans guy, can they spoil the Jaguars season and kick them down to the 5th seed?
I sure hope so. Because they've actually been playing pretty well the past 2 games. I liked how they played against the Niners. Cam Ward's starting to finally get some help there, but they could play spoiler, man. I don't think Tennessee lays down here. I don't think, Cam's going to allow that to happen. They're going to go out with a fight, but I think the Jags are going to pull it through. They're just on a heater, man, and they're flying under the radar. And Trevor Lawrence is playing some of his best ball he's played since I've seen a freshman at Clemson. It's been a long time, and so he's starting to really turn a corner. That defense is super stingy. I don't see the Tennessee getting the win, but I do see them playing them to the last.
To the last. All right.
They beat them up before they go in the playoffs.
Beat them up a little bit. What do you think, Lo? Is the Prince going to show up and take the Jaguars to the promised land of the division championship? What say you?
Yeah, I think he's been doing it all year quietly. So I think the Jaguars just handle business, man. He hasn't really been in the spotlight. It's looking he in my opinion, he is resembling how he looked in college, and that was dominant.
It's like his freshman year, bro.
And that's good. Yeah, and I think he's just finally got some the dust settled, some structure. Got some structure, So and it's showing. I can't argue against that. No.
I remember, Lo, when we were talking with Trevor about Trevor Lawrence's freshman year. I don't know if it was us, and we're like, dude, if he was eligible, he'd be the number 1 pick now. That's how good he was playing as a freshman. And then it just like somehow, I don't know what happened. It was a disconnect for like 3 or 4 years and it led into his career. And
The
now we're
Jaguars
starting
are
to
the
see
team to
like
me.
who he really is, who can be.
The Jaguars are, to me, the team in the AFC that can cause the most havoc because they are the quietest team. They're the team that we're not really paying attention to, and yet they just continue to win. And they've got something special down there, and they'll be on the road, outside of that first game. But now I say that, I mean, golly, they're going to have to play like the Chargers
Top 3 in turnovers, Tim.
if everything lines up right away. So we'll see. The Texans, however, they will probably stay in that 5 seed. But if they lose to the Colts somehow, some way, and the Bills win their game, the Bills will jump up ahead of them. So the Houston Texans are playing this game to win. Yes, Lo. They're not going to sit anybody. They know that they want to keep that 5 seed. Yes.
I think they want to roll into the playoffs with confidence as well. They didn't have the strongest start or middle of the season, so some of these guys are just looking to catch form, and that's why I was kind of like, the Rams' performance in Stafford. You're supposed to keep form right now, So, I don't think they're sitting them.
So when all this takes shape, maybe the Bills get a win, the Chargers lose, the Bills can move up to the 6th seed. That would send the Chargers next week to New England instead of the Bills, which I'm sure that you would rather see Justin Herbert and the Chargers than Josh Allen and the Bills right off the bat at the 2 seed. That would send the Bills would then go to Jacksonville, and then the Texans would play the Steelers in Pittsburgh. And then, of course, if the Chargers find a way to win this weekend and the Bills stay in the 7th seed, then we've got the game that no Patriots fan wants, and that's the Bills and the Patriots in the wild card. So really interesting AFC picture. Let's go to the NFC. The NFC is a straight mess, especially the NFC South. So the Seahawks, as we know, sit in the number 1 seed. That can change. The Bears at the number 2. That can change. I just learned this morning that can actually change. The Eagles at 3, that can change. The 49ers at 5, that can change. The Rams at 6, probably stable there. The Packers at 7, stable there. Here's the changes. Here's the game of the weekend. The Seahawks and the 49ers. They play on Saturday evening, is it? It's Saturday night.
Saturday night, baby.
And that is for the number 1 seed, and that is at Levi's Stadium with not big game Sam Darnold come to town. What do you think?
I love it, man. I love it. It's a great rivalry. It's been like this for finally. It's back to where it needs to be. That hey, we got to win the West. Somebody's either going through Seattle or it's going through San Fran. Man, it's show up and show out. I mean, we got to do it. We're breaking out the all blacks, the black and gold, the faithful jerseys are coming out. Those are pretty sweet unis. They're going to have black helmets for the first time ever. We're fired up about it. Man, control your destiny, man. That's what you play for, right?
Okay.
Every game for the Niners have been a playoff game. So we're already in that mode, right? So I hope we get it done, man. That'd be great. But that's going to be the game to see for sure.
I trust Brock Purdy over Sam Darnold.
100%.
Let me say that again. I trust Brock Purdy over Sam Darnold. I think this game may not be close because the Seahawks aren't the Chicago Bears, and they can't score like that. Lauren, how do you see this game playing out? I think the 49ers are headed to the number 1 seed.
Man, I do. I got a household full of 49er fans, but I think the Seahawks Sam Darnold and the Seahawks are proving slowly but surely that they're legit. You got a hot team in the Panthers they just beat, and they silenced them. They put hush, like stop. Darnold's been proving people wrong, and I've been all year saying maybe. Well, at this point, he's doing his thing, and this is another revenge tour. Was he a 49er, if I remember correctly? He's been on these teams. The Panthers, for a minute, right? Got rid of him, right? Took care of them last week. Darnold's having fun. I think Seattle's behind him, and I'll touch on something you just said, Tim. How they're going to win. How Seattle's going to win this game. They're not Chicago Bears. They will not score that much, and neither will the 49ers. They run the ball. They'll slowly dictate this game, and it changes how the 49ers play. So I don't expect this to be a high-scoring game. I think in the teens and 20s, somewhere around there, not over 30 points scored. And yeah, we get a little bit of playoff football, running the ball and defense between both these teams.
Wow. All right. Well,
hey, Lo, I'm gonna back it up with this, man.
I hope
If they can't score 30, don't show up. That's how I look at it. You can't
I
score
like that
30,
mentality.
don't show up.
Yeah,
I like that
look at
mentality.
this. There's no hotter offense right now to me than what the 49ers are doing. I mean, what Brock Purdy is just scoring, it looked like a Madden game the other day. I just don't see – I don't see Seattle try – if this was in Seattle, I probably think a lot differently. In San Francisco, where the 49ers know if we win this game, we could or we will have the road and could play in the Super Bowl right here. There's no way. Motivation matters. There's no way the 49ers are losing this game on Saturday night.
What I'm saying is there's motivation in Seattle, and similar to the team that we just talked about, the Jacksonville Jaguars, we don't know. They're quiet. They're the quiet team in the NFC that one's talking about sitting atop right now. And everyone's talking about the Rams still, and they have no hopes. Everyone's talking about the 49ers now that Purdy's back. I don't know, man. Seattle is saying, put your foot in your mouth, and they're rolling through everywhere.
I mean, they can score a lot, Tim. They can score. But the thing is, they play down a lot to teams like competition, and then they sprout late based off of turnovers. They got one of the top defenses in the league. I just don't think Sam can bring them back from a deficit if we get out and run and don't stop. We're going to have to see how does he handle that, because he hasn't had to handle that since the Rams game. And granted, he was at home. Now he's not at home. And we know who Sam is. We took him. When you get guys like that know those players.
They took him and they let him free.
I think he's grown up. I think Seattle, he found something out there.
Hey, I'm rooting for my
and Jigba will do that to you.
Win this one, not this one.
Jigba will do that to you. You get a receiver out there who's like, hey, throw me the ball. Whenever.
You know we can't stop a nosebleed.
It's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a great game. That game happens on Saturday night.
Oh man.
The Bears sit atop at the 2 seed. They are division champs. That's not the question. The question is, will they be at the 2 or the 3? In order to keep the 2, they must defeat the Detroit Lions. The Lions have no motivation other than ruining the Chicago Bears season and taking them out of the number 2 slot and putting them number 3. Obviously, they want to beat Ben Johnson. Does that bring out enough of the Lions to get a win in Chicago on Sunday?
I don't think we should be talking about motivation in a Lions and Bears game. It doesn't matter the score. It doesn't matter anything. The Lions, Dan Campbell's their coach. You think he's going to go out there and say, oh, pack it up? Hell no.
Soul, bro.
The icing on the cake is we get to ruin the Bears season of where we were supposed to be, where we messed up, and now this is all we get. So go out there and take everything from them, because you won't get any of it anyway. So I don't know, man. And talk about demotivation too. Caleb Williams just coming off of that loss, kind of like, man, we're in. Might as well just chill. I don't know.
You can't chill. What do you mean chill? You can't go to the 3 seed. You got to at least stay at the 2 seed.
I'm in the playoffs. That's his mindset. They're in the playoffs.
No, that's not his mindset. No.
What's he gonna get? What's he get out of that? Who they're playing matters?
No, the seeding matters. The seeding, staying
but
at
you're
home
not
matters.
Up until when?
Up until the NFC title game, when they go to 49ers and they watched all the tape on the little mistakes that they made, and they fixed that, and they go and they win in Levi.
Let's put it this way.
They stay there.
I was just about to say, put it this way. Chicago's only going to Levi one time, and it ain't going to be in the Super Bowl.
Whoa!
Santa Clara, you just traveled back.
That was that round trip. They're done.
Bro, we're going back. What do you think, Brandon? Are the Lions going to come in and spoil the day for the Chicago Bears?
Yes. If you don't think Dan Campbell is going to have his Leonidas pregame speech, them boys better ready to go to war. They are pissed because they should be there. And they laid a stinker when they didn't need to do it.
Jared Goff's been playing terrible. He's been doing nothing but turning the ball over.
He's Chicago Bears about to go for 5. Watch, he's gonna go for 5.
The Chicago Bears take the ball away better than anybody
you're not taking my job.
They take the ball away better than anybody else. They'll take the ball away against the Lions too. The Bears
Didn't
will
take the
win
ball
this
away
game because
against
they
Purdy
need
too
to.
often.
What?
Didn't take the ball away against Purdy too often.
Well, we took it
You
away
also
twice.
hold like a mofo.
We took it away twice, and they gave it
You
back to
guys
you for some
hold
reason. I
more
don't know
than
why.
any defense I've seen.
Let me just explain what's about to happen.
Okay.
Nostradamus Timothy will tell you is that the Bears are going to beat the Lions. They're going to beat the Lions so bad that the Lions just go straight into hibernation immediately. Don't even go back to Detroit. Then they're going to get a home game against the Packers. They're going to send the Packers packing. Then they're going to play somebody else from the West Coast in nice, cold, hopefully snowy Chicago. Then we're going to go to San Francisco where it's really nice. We get a break from the cold weather. We turn up a little bit because that's what Caleb does in the West Coast. And then we just stay there. And then we play in the Super Bowl against the Bills. Now I made both of you very upset at me, and that's perfectly fine. I don't know if any of that stuff will come true, but that is my dream scenario. That's what should happen.
Man, that was one of the worst NFL 30 for 30 futuristic things I've ever heard right there. That's not happening, Tim. I see more of a sad story, and I don't even have to write the rest. But you open up the page, and the first one is the Lions beat the Bears when it mattered most for the Bears and didn't matter at all for the Lions.
Okay.
Didn't they do that before with Green Bay? Didn't they play spoiler? Even though they didn't go to the playoffs, they played spoiler when Green Bay needed it.
I'll be honest with y'all. The Lions scare me. They can run the ball. They play action well. And what I just saw from the Bears defense, they look like Swiss cheese on Saturday night.
They dropped the ball bad. Well, it helps. It sucks when your quarterback turns the ball over 5 times.
Yeah, that's
not really much you can do about that.
I hope the Bears can get it done. The last time they played the Lions, it was ugly. It was not pretty, but that was a long time ago. Bears are not the same team. Here's another big game. Saturday's a big day, y'all. That's why I thought maybe we might want to do the show earlier. I don't know. Saturday afternoon, the Panthers play the Buccaneers. Now, here's a crazy scenario.
Very crazy.
If the Buccaneers win, they are not necessarily in, because the Buccaneers could win. Atlanta could win later on Sunday, and that would put the Panthers, or give the Panthers the division and put the Panthers in the playoffs, leave the Buccaneers out in the cold. Bottom line is, if the Panthers win, they're in. They need no help. If the Buccaneers win, they need help. They need Atlanta to lose on Sunday. It's crazy what's going on. They need to lose. They're not going to lose to the Saints. So the Panthers now might have doesn't matter. We're in no matter what, because Atlanta is going to they're going to win on Sunday. That's what's going to happen, right? That's what we assume. But the Saints could surprise you. Tyler's been playing pretty good at that quarterback position. They could surprise you. So big game Saturday afternoon low. How's it going to play out? Baker Mayfield. I've got the jersey on today for him, playing for his season on Saturday.
Man, look, this guy plays with my emotions, okay? His name's Bryce Young. He's now an NFL quarterback. Told him wasn't going to call him the other name no more. And he'll be treated as such later as a QB1 as far as accountability in this show. But I think he wins. I think he bounces back because that's what he likes doing. He loves playing well, and then, oh, no, look, I played bad. And no, look, I'm back. Oh, no, that's what he does. That's his thing. He gets a chance to go toe-to-toe with Baker again. And he won the first battle, so he feels comfortable against that. And the difference is now, I think he's at home, right? It's at
they're in Tampa.
In Tampa now. So I don't know. It's a shootout, but I'm still going with Bryce Young. Baker's they've lost 7 of their last 8 games. They
are trending downward for sure.
Yeah, sure. I'm going Bryce Young and his Panther squad.
Brandon, we're Baker fans. What do you have to say?
All right, shake and bake. It's time to do it. It's time, right? You shitted the bed the last half of the season. You were up for MVP in the beginning. Now it's time to put your team on your back and show us why you're still that dude. I think they win based off of motivation, but we act like these Saints are just going to lay down and die. If the Bucks win, Saints are on a 4-game win streak.
Right.
2 of which they beat those divisional opponents. So they may play spoiler in Atlanta. And the Buccaneers are in.
That's crazy. You've got 2 teams with no motivation for each other that the outcome of their game could decide the winner of the NFC South. That's
crazy.
It's
been like that for years, man. Since Drew Brees retired, they just been beating up on each other.
Such a mess. Look, I love Baker Mayfield. I do. Kind of have a little soft spot for the Buccaneers. but there's something about this Carolina team, and I know they took it on the chin last week to Seattle, so you wonder, are they really for real? I think they go in and they steal one, and they put the NFC South to bed on Saturday, unfortunately. I think they're gonna steal it from Baker. It's just a feeling I got. I think the Buccaneers have been trending downward for about 8 weeks. Unfortunately, I mean, 8 weeks ago, we were calling Baker Mayfield the MVP of the league, and now it's just turned into a disaster. And it's not all on him. Situation matters. There's been a lot of injuries. Todd Bowles may be a guy that we're talking about, looking for a new job next year. I don't know. Another guy that we didn't talk about that is probably most likely maybe will beg to be on the hot seat is Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland. That's a guy that may not want to be a part of that situation anymore. But he could be on the hot seat there too. So that's interesting. The Eagles at the 3 seed, they play the Commanders this weekend. Anything can happen. Obviously, we've seen the Eagles be kind of bipolar as well. But if the Eagles win and the Bears lose, and the Eagles jump up to the 2 seed, if the Eagles lose, the Bears stay at the 2 no matter what. So, Brandon, can the Eagles, controlling their own destiny, get a big divisional win this weekend against Mariota and the Washington Commanders?
Yes, they will.
Yeah,
they'll handle business. They'll stand up.
Not much to say about it, right? I mean,
that's going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs, I think.
The Eagles?
I think they're going to surprise you. I think they're going to – people are going to realize they still are the Eagles, are the same dominant team they've been for the past 2-3 years.
Okay. Lo, where are you at with the Eagles, man? They're going to hopefully stay at 3 and have to go to San Francisco at some point.
I mean, the Eagles are doing what we knew, or what I feel like that we knew what they would do. They're up, they're down. They catch form going into the playoffs, winning games, low-scoring games, running the ball. I got the Eagles doing what they're supposed to be doing right now. So they're cool with their seed. They didn't win home. That's fine. They're road warriors because they've done this before. They've played football into January multiple times in the last 5 years. So not worried about the Eagles.
All right, not worried about the Eagles. I am worried about the Eagles. I think the Eagles will get a big win this weekend, and the Bears better get that win against Detroit, or we're going to drop down. I'm not going to be very happy about how the season ended in the last 2 weeks. That's it for playoffs, really. Other than that, right now, obviously the 49ers at 5, they're going to most likely, I believe, move up, and the Rams and the Packers will hold steady at the 6 and the 7. Crazy that we talked about an MVP candidate in Matthew Stafford, and his team is in the 6th seed. Now, that being said, his team is 11-5, so it's not necessarily his fault. 13-3, 11-5, 11-5, 12-4, 11-5. There's some good football going on in the NFC and the AFC, especially with the top tier teams. Okay, we got that out of the way. Playoffs confusing. It's tiring. It'll all be sewed up by the end of Sunday, so that's exciting. By next Tuesday, we'll know who's playing who and who's going where. Let's get into our awards for the week. Nui, I'll let you go first. I know you got a big one. Both of you guys got a big one. Your own personal quarterbacks. I love that for you. Nui, who's your on fire quarterback this week?
It's Brock Purdy.
Of
I mean,
course it is.
back-to-back 5 touchdown games. I mean, the guy is playing at a very high level, 24, 33, 3 TDs. He had the pick in most quarterbacks, your first play, and also you throw a pick 6. It just shows how he bounces back. He got it back, threw a touchdown the next drive. I mean, just way to overcome that scenario because the Bears have been a top 5 defense when takeaways. I think he's just playing at a very high level. It's just good to see that we've invested in the right type of guy. And now he's putting the team on his back, and he's trying to lead us into the promised land, man. Get the number 1 seed. We can just keep this up. Now, is he going to have 5 TDs each game? No, he's not. But let's limit the turnovers, sustain drives. Him and Kyle are really on the same page, and he's hitting on all cylinders. So if this is the ceiling of what we have with Brock Purdy, I really like it. And so we've seen highs and lows, but this guy's remained consistent. He's number 1 in every category since week 15. He's on a 6 in the last 3 games, he's averaged over 40, last 2 games averaged over 42 points, last 6 games over 34. So the formula is if you can't score 30, don't show up. And he's doing a great job of leading this team.
Oh, boy, this has been a rough show for me. Lauren, you have a quarterback on fire that is also your quarterback. I hate you both. Go ahead. fawn
Yeah,
over
man.
your guy.
Can you not like this dude should be on some type of this is on fire. Like there was no pick six to open, but yes, that kind of set the stage for Purdy to come back out of his
Perfect
own
game
hole
for
that he
him.
dug. I think that was great. But man, 19 of 21. That's a 90.5 completion percentage. 256 yards. All right, over 250. So it gave you the extra 6. 5 passing touchdowns. That's a career high for May. And no picks. 0 picks. Now, I'm going to end this with he only played about 2.5 quarters before being relieved because he was already ahead. Didn't play the full game. Didn't need to. He completely dominated the game in a limited amount of time. More TDs than completions. Okay, more touchdowns, doubled than completions. They won 42-10. They're not the 5th seed. They're the 2nd seed. They clinched the AFC East title with that victory and the loss from Josh Allen, the ex-MVP. He became one of the few Patriots quarterbacks ever. Now, mind you, when you say few Patriots quarterbacks, you do include Tom Brady in there. So to throw 5 touchdowns in a game and produce one of the most efficient single game performances ever, he was what you call MVP caliber, almost perfect passer rating at a 157. I don't know what else we need. He spread the ball to 5 different receivers. It wasn't the same person. Dude, Drake May, you're on fire. Take us to the promised land, man. Lead us. You're doing your job. I love it. Go Pats.
Okay. There we go, I guess. Wow. That was a lot. I'm kind of sweating over here.
10 TDs between both of them.
Did you guys both need some Kleenex for your drool? Okay.
Dude,
I've got
it's
a
just
guy.
good to see our team has a good
so
quarterback.
great. At least someone has a good eye. Yeah, at least someone has good eyes around here.
Because I knew what you guys were going to do, and that you both had your team quarterbacks in there. I didn't really have a quarterback that was on fire. It was hard for me to find one. I wanted to throw Caleb in there, but really couldn't. So I went another way. I took a rookie from the South in Miami. The reason that we're talking about the Buccaneers possibly missing the playoffs is this guy, Quinn Ewers from Texas. Hook 'em. 14 of 22, 172, 2 touchdowns, 63% completion percentage, 117 rating, beating the Buccaneers. Best quarterback play that we've seen in Miami all year long. Quinn Ewers really solidifying himself, in my opinion, to be the franchise guy moving forward for Miami. He looks great in that offense. Looked great last week, getting rid of the ball on time. He did that at Texas. And yeah, I know it's not burning the world up on fire, but I wanted to spotlight him because he's been on the bench all year. He's only had a week, maybe 2 weeks of practice with the number ones, and he was on fire this week. So congratulations to Quinn Ewers with very little work with the first team offense throughout the regular season, and you came in and lit up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that's what I've got. So Quinn Ewers, Drake May, and Brock Purdy, congratulations. You are on fire. Whoosh, flames, El Fuego this week. Now we got to put some folks in the juice, the garbage juice. I love putting quarterbacks in the garbage juice. And
Please
Lo,
don't
you
say
said
that no more. Don't do that no more.
You said you weren't going to call. You said you were going to call him an NFL quarterback moving forward. However, you've also decided to put him in the garbage juice. Lo.
Yep.
Why?
Bryce Young, man, accountability. I'll tell you why. Because here's the reality: Bryce Young is being treated like an NFL starter now. Okay, you are no longer a project. And when you're a starter, this is what comes with it. It's week 17, and your chances go up and down every week for playoffs. Yours are clear. Win and you're in, right? And week 17 just wasn't bad, okay? It was terrible. 54 passing yards is unacceptable at this level of football, all right? Defenses didn't fear him. They didn't adjust. I don't even think, they flinched when you play action or pass. It didn't matter. It was so bad. You don't even get the development excuse forever. Right. And I watched that. I'm sorry. I took the training wheels off. I said, hey, look at him go. Well, when you're QB1, the film is the film. And that tape says the league hasn't figured out. That's what I saw. I don't know what happened. Maybe they can adjust. It's bad. This was bad. This was your first week of a pro quarterback in my eyes. And I'm holding you accountable, bro. You're back in the juice where you started as an amateur.
Yeah,
now you're a pro and you're still in the juice.
He owns part of that dang garbage juice for sure. Brandon, you got a guy, and I'm hopeful that this guy just stays here for another week. Who do you got?
Good old Jared Goff, man. Get your ass in here, man. Hey, man. Here's the situation. The playoffs are on the line. You got a divisional opponent. And you lay a stinker. 5 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 3 fumbles lost. That's not a good recipe, especially when you're the franchise guy. You're a $200 million quarterback. Playoffs are on the line. You have got to lead your troops. You have lost your best buddy in Ben Johnson, and now you have to make it work with Macho Man Dan Campbell. Okay? You've got to figure it out. This has been a bad year for you. You've had some stinkers this year, and you really laid a stinker this year, especially this game in particular. Now, for me, I know JG is a great player when protected, but man, going into Chicago, you got to lay it all on the line, man. You got to play spoiler. You got to finish off on a strong note because there are talks and speculations that you may not be the guy long-term moving forward. This team has a lot of talent. And we need you to be the hand that steers the ship into the playoffs. And right now, they're not going to the playoffs. And they have a really good team, probably a top 10 team. Why is that? Because of turnovers. Turnovers kill seasons. And Jared Goff, my friend, you are in the garbage juice.
Ooh, well, this is what happens when you lose your offensive and defensive coordinator and several other assistants in the offseason. Your team misses the playoffs.
Dan said, give me the damn play call sheet. What is this?
That didn't work. That didn't work. It just got worse. Dan, please have the play sheet on Sunday. Jared Goff, take the day off if you want to, or come out and do exactly what you did this weekend because that's what we need from you. Okay, I got a guy. I'm very sad to say this. I'm so sad to say this. Got his jersey on and everything. But Baker Mayfield. Now, he had a decent day if you just look at the stat line. 33 for 44, 346, 75% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns. But in a game you had to win against the hapless Miami Dolphins, you also threw 2 interceptions. And to Brandon Newey's point just a moment ago, turnovers can't happen, especially at this time of the year if you're trying to win games that you need to win. So to me, it's not about the fact that you were garbage this weekend. The 2 interceptions were garbage. It's more about, I'm just disappointed, Baker. I'm disappointed that you would throw the ball to the other team in a situation in which you need to win the game. And you would drop to the team that no one should lose to in the Miami Dolphins. So it's embarrassing. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, Bake. Go out there and shake and bake this weekend and get yourself back a big win. But this weekend was not good enough. So Baker Mayfield, Bryce Young, Jared Goff, all residents of the garbage juice swimming in the stinky stink over New Year's. I feel bad for each of them, but that's what it is. So I love to give away awards. Next up, Brady moment. I didn't see one, Low. I don't know if you saw one, but Brandon thought he saw one.
What?
I saw one, but y'all, I'll go last. I saw one.
I'm gonna let Brandon go. I don't agree with this.
I don't either. I don't think. I don't either. But I know where he's coming from.
Explain, and then I will I will give my feedback immediately. Okay. Go ahead, Brandon. Who's your Brady moment guy?
It's got to be Brock. And the reason why I say this is because you took a lead with 6 minutes left, and we had to go down and drive. Okay. Now we had an 11 play, 75 yards, and we scored. We gave Caleb too much damn time. Let's be honest. But if you score within the 2 minutes,
Brady would never give the other guy too much time.
But think about it. He threw an absolute dot, a 38-yard dot to Juwan Jennings.
Jennings did some
Scored the game winner. This is one of the first times we've actually seen like, oh man, Brock we got to score here. There wasn't without a doubt in my mind that he was going to do it. Look at this Dougie.
Oh my God.
God forbid a white boy have some motion. He need to work on a little bit.
He does. He does need to work on it.
You know, you get you hopping a little bit. You got that little Tim hop, that Corky hop, you know, but right now he's playing at a high level. I personally think when the game was on the line, you're down, you have to make a difference. You score the touchdown, ball game. Great defensive to stop, but I just feel like, to me, when the game's on the line, he stepped up and got it done. And to me, isn't that a Brady moment? Brady leaves seconds on the clock. Brady leaves people time.
I'll just listen.
Game's on the line, bro. Under 5 minutes.
I'm not going to poo-poo on your pick. It's your pick. But I will say, I don't feel it's in the spirit of what we try to do with Brady moment, because Caleb Williams did get all the way down to the 1 yard line, 2 yard line, and we just couldn't score. Should have scored. He hits the drag to Duvernay. It's a touchdown, and we're not talking about this. But I love the fact that you like to put Brock in all the different buckets. I'm not mad at it. I get you. I will say this. We're watching the game here at the house. Got Bobby Lewis, D Fields here. Shout out. And when Jennings caught the ball, we all stood up and yelled, "Score, score, score," because we wanted the ball back. We assumed you would score with about 30 seconds left. So we were excited when Jennings scored and we had the chance to go down. Well, I mean, I never cheered that hard for a 49er touchdown since the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. I was like, go, go, go. And he scored and we celebrated because we were like, now we're going to win the game. We got plenty of time. And then we didn't. And then we didn't. Okay. That's my report to your Brady moment.
Go y'all. I got y'all. Don't worry. Don't worry. I know there was not a lot of Brady moments going on, but there was. All right. Drake May led the Patriots to their first AFC East title in the 2019 season when Tom Brady smashed Josh Allen and won the championship. So here you have it. These are your AFC East champions. And Drake May is behind them. Figured y'all would love this right here. Thanks, shout out to the producer.
Did you make this yourself?
And I'm sure it's lovely, isn't it? Just check it out. Just check it out, guys.
You should frame that. It's a really
that's
good
it. No, because our shirts. Did y'all see our shirts this year? They say AFC East champs. Been there, won that. Okay, so we got bigger hopes here. Okay, so figured y'all would love that because we stole it back. His window's closed. The AFC champ. The Pats are back. It's our Buffalo now. Remember? Because we walked in their trap and took over their trap.
This is such a
I might mess around and be one and done, bro.
This is so good. I can't wait till the Patriots lose the playoff game.
But that's your real Brady moment, guys. That's a true Brady moment right there.
What Brady did his entire career, run the AFCs.
Yep,
absolutely. Yep. And what a way to honor him by going 42-10 with the career high against the Jets, they own. Hey, Tim, what were you saying? J-E something? You need some energy? Drink some W and give us that Jets again, because it's sad. I know. It's a Jets sad song.
J-E-T-S. Jets.
How'd that go for them? You were no help to them.
Not so good. I predicted the Jets to win last weekend. Didn't happen. Hey, I am tired of this conversation. And if you're tired of listening to Lowe and Brandon talk about Brock Purdy and Drake May, please get yourself a W. You can also have a doobie. I think that's what it's called. But everyone tells me it's not a doobie, it's a W. If you mix a doobie with a W, you'll be awake all night feeling great. But get this W, okay? It's a jitterless energy drink. There's the little QR code right there above Lowe's head. But you can go to w.gg/discount/QB Huddle to get 10% off on all your energy drink needs. Hey, thanks a lot to All Access Football and allaccessfootball.com. And thank you so much to FanStream Sports, as we are affiliated with both and going out into the stratosphere to all of you QB huddlers out there. So thanks for paying attention to what we're doing. We've had a really a lot of fun today as we gear up for the playoffs. So excited. We will be back, at least this week, we'll be back Sunday morning at 10:30 once again to go through it all. Brandon, will you be with us Sunday morning?
No, I'll be on the road.
So it's just
on the road. Maybe I take the call on the road, but I don't think I'll be able to see.
He's not back. Okay, but you'll be back on Tuesday to talk about all the wonderful things that it is to be in the number 1 seed.
Yes.
Okay. And Lo, you will be with me on Sunday. Yes. Any final words for the huddlers out there before we let them go?
No, man, we're almost here. Playoffs. Let's do it.
Playoffs.
Thanks for sticking with us through 2025. Please have a happy and safe New Year's Eve tomorrow night. Don't do anything too crazy. Personally, I'm staying out of the streets. I know you two are too, so I appreciate that. Everyone have a great and safe New Year's. Happy New Year to you. We'll see you in 2026. We'll see you Sunday morning at 10:30. Until then, keep those chains moving, folks.